last match. And how do you see for the coming match?
I thought the last game was really pleasing. What we've seen was two young guys get given an opportunity, and what they did is deliver under pressure. You do everything you can at training to get the players to the point to when they get on the field is they perform under pressure, and that's exactly what Schenk and Ashutosh did last game. They performed, which is most pleasing under pressure. And to answer your second question, it's an exciting game for us. We've had one game here, there was a day game, and this is an opportunity for us to play our first game here in the new stadium under lights. So our players are excited. The crowd last time was outstanding. So if we can feel it again under a light, I think it's going to be a pretty special game.
Next question. Shikhar Dhawan when the last game was played here, Shikhar Dhawan said that Punjab Kings chose to bat so that Punjab Kings chose to bowl so that they could get a hang of the condition actually. So now are they like? Do they understand the conditions better? Are they better prepared?
Yeah, I think that decision was based around it was the first time in this venue. We've done a lot of training here. We understood 99% of what was going to happen here, but being the first game, we just wanted to, when we had the opportunity to bowl first and just to see what the surface did. It was a great surface. It held up pretty consistently throughout the whole match. So yeah, we've got a good handle on it now. We've trained a lot under light, so we know the reaction that happens under light. So that decision was just based around that we actually hadn't played a game here. We just wanted to have a look.
The pre-season camp wasn't had here.
Yeah. The pre-season camp was had here. We had great facilities throughout that whole time. But that was the first game. It was the first game, so we just wanted to make sure that we had a good read on what we thought it was going to do, and that's why we chose to do what we did first.
Coach, how do you see the Hyderabad, because they have a power pack batsman in the top order, top 5 batsmen scoring very high in the previous matches as well. So what's the plan of the team, like as compared in the home ground, competing in the home ground?
Yeah, watching their batting, they're extremely powerful. And if you look at how they've played through the whole tournament, they've played a really powerful game. Their power plays at the start have been outstanding. It's been good to watch, actually from afar. That they have. So we think we match up pretty well with them with our bowling group. It's a big venue here, so yeah, we're pretty comfortable with our bowling group. Where they're at with their plans, but the one thing they do have Hyderabad, that they have a lot of power throughout their innings.
Is there any update on Liam Livingston?
Yeah, we've actually been pleasantly surprised. Liam's trained yesterday. He got through the full session. He'll get through the session we hope today. Then our medical staff will reassess him tomorrow. But what we were lucky is that he got through the whole session yesterday, which was a really pleasing sign.
I have a question in 2 parts actually. Your death overs batting was a bit of a concern. They weren't scoring at a greater rate, and only 7 sixes were hit before the last match in the death overs. So, did you have any discussion about batting in the death overs, especially with the young Indian batters? And the second part is that Heinrich Klaasen is a great spin hitter. He's known as a spin hitter now. Like he's been hitting sixes of spinners. So of everyone basically. But you have Harpreet Brar, who's been one of the most economical bowlers this season. But then you have only him, and the other spinners haven't fared well. So, do you think it's a cause for concern going into tomorrow's match?
To answer your first question, I thought our young kids added a new dynamic to the game. At the back end of the game, the one thing you want them to do is learn under pressure. And what they did, yes, they got a power game, and we know Ashutosh, he has an extremely powerful game. But what they did also was play with some cricket smarts. They read the situation really well and accelerated when they needed to. They found the boundary right over on the ground and over when they needed to. So pleasing thing from us is that they played the situation really well. And to answer the second question, we've got really good options with this spin. guy's done really well through the whole tournament. He's bowled some pressure overs, and where we're lucky with Brad, he can bowl at the start of the game, in the middle, and at the end. So we're lucky that he started to develop his game and understand his skills that suit to different parts of the game. But we've also got an international spinner on the sideline, and you've got the luxury now to play with an impact player. So we could have used him the last game, Rahul last game if we needed to, and we've got that same option this game, whether he comes into the 11 because of the surface. So what we're lucky with is we've got options, and the impact player allows you to be a bit flexible with that option.
How do you see role of two youngsters who played like cameo, powered your team to win against the league? So how do you see role and responsibility of these two boys going forward in the league?
Well, I think that the big responsibility we have as a coaching staff is to free them up. They're extremely talented kids. They can clear the boundary. But the one thing, as I said before, we want them to go out there with a clear mind. You don't want to put too much information in their head, because the one thing they have got is really good cricket brains. And you've seen last game, they played the situation well. They didn't get overawed by what was going on. They timed the chase to perfection. And our job as coaches is to make sure we do everything we can in the lead up, give them all the resources that they need with matchups and what different scenarios look like. And then game day, let them play. They're super, super talented. And what we want to do game day is express themselves and play the way that they can play.
Last questions. I don't know if you can, without revealing much, I mean, Harpreet Brar opened the bowling in the last match, but if he does tomorrow.
He's going to do it again.
Sorry?
He's going to do it again.
He's going to do it. But he'll have an unfavorable matchup against Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, being left-handers.
Well, the beauty of, we know our conditions is what we talk, especially our spinners, about it, is they do a lot of training with the new ball now, because they can be so effective in the power play. So if we do throw the ball to one of the spinners, it's not a shock. Joshy's done a lot of work with the guys with doing that, saying, listen, you don't want to be a one-dimensional bowler, you want to be able to bowl at different parts of the game, and the best spinners in this competition do that. The captains, we need to give them the option to call on those guys at any time. So they spend a lot of time with that new ball. They spend a lot of time bowling and talking about their fields in the middle overs and the deaths. So we're covered if we need to use them in the power play.
Last question.
Coach, how do you see the advantage you guys have, because next 4 matches in the home ground, the opponent have to travel, you have to stay at the place. How big advantage it is for you and the other players as well?
I think we're extremely lucky. You know the hustle and bustle we all know of IPL. You can be play, travel. Where we're lucky this time is we've got the opportunity to play 4 games on a surface that we understand better than most. The crowd, as I said, the first game was outstanding. This is going to be even more exciting because it's under lights. So from that point of view, we're extremely lucky to get 4 games in a row on a surface that we know better than most.
Do you think it is an advantage to rise in the points table as well? Because
I hope so.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.